Hey everyone, and welcome to this SOLIDWORKS Sheet Metal tutorial in which we will model the top part of this sheet metal enclosure. In the previous tutorial we have learned how to model this bottom part, and in this tutorial we will learn how to model the top part of the sheet metal enclosure. So let's begin. Okay, so here we have our bottom part with the PCB mounted, as you can see it from here. Now click on file, click on new, select part and click OK button. Okay, make sure that you're working in millimeters, and after that you need to select on the top plane and click on sketch and create a rectangle at this origin point. Let's specify the length of one line. For example, this is going to be 50 mm. Then you need to go to the sheet metal tab and then select the base flange, and here you need to specify the thickness. So I will keep 2 mm and I will keep the K factor 0.45. Then check the box. Okay, now let me save this as the top of the PCB enclosure. Then click on the save button. After that select this window, and now let's open the assembly. Now let's assemble it here, because we have to make the lengths and the widths of this top part according to this PCB enclosure. So let me insert that here. Okay, if you want to move this part you can move it like this. If you want to rotate this part you can rotate it like this. Okay, after that select the mate, and in the mate selection I will first drop down the bottom, and as you can see in my case this is the right plane for the bottom. I will assemble it with the right plane of the top part, just like that. Check the box, and then I will assemble the front planes of the bottom and the top. And this is the front plane of the top. Okay, and then I will move it up just like that. So let me fix the bottom part because it's floating previously. Okay, now it is fixed. The bottom part is fixed. Now the top part only moves. Now for the mate selection I will make coincident mate of these two surfaces for the bottom and the top part. Okay, now select the top plate, this one, the top part. As you can see, this right here is our top part. So right click here and click on edit sketch. Okay, now let me remove this dimension that we have assigned previously. Hold Ctrl key, select these two lines, make relation collinear from here, because just like I have specified previously that we have to specify or assign the lengths and the widths of the top part according to the bottom part. Let me exit the editing mode, and as you can see the lengths and the widths are according to the bottom part. Now let me save it first, and after that I will select window and I will go back to the top part. We will see this icon here because it says that it is reference to the assembled part. Now let's select the edge flange and select these two edges. Now let's go to the assembly. again, and as you can see, so for example, if you get some error, if the directions of the edge flange are opposite, then how you can fix it? So you need to edit that edge flange for the top part. Then you can change the direction, or you can say you can flip the direction from here using these arrows. So in my case it was correct, but I have to show you in case if you find this error. Now right click here and click on the edit sketch, because we have to specify the dimensions as per the bottom. So hold control key, select these two lines and make relation collinear. Automatically the other line will be adjusted accordingly. Exit it from here, the editing mode, and as you can see the lengths and the widths are accordingly. Now as you will notice here, there is some interference between the top and the bottom part, so let's fix that. So right click here on the recent edge flange and click on edit feature, which is very first option. So first let me uncheck this, because we have to specify the radius manually. Let's do that later. So I will select here material out, as you can see it from here. So for material out it will not interfere, there will be a gap, and also we need to set the radius manually. So let me specify for example 1 mm and then check the box, and as you can see now there is no interference. You can specify the radius according to your requirements. Okay, now let's go back to the top part. Let's select this face and click on sketch, because we have to make the mounting holes. So for reference I will create here a center rectangle, and I will make it as construction geometry, which means that it will be turned into the center lines and it will be used only for reference purpose. Now create 4 circles at the corners of this rectangle, then specify the diameter of one circle. So this is going to be 5 mm. After that hold control key and select all of these 4 edges and make relation equal. Otherwise you have to specify the diameter of all 4 circles. After that you need to select extrude cut and select here link to thickness box, and then check the box. Okay, now let me save it, and then let's go back to the assembly, because we have to make sure that these holes are matching the bottom part, and it is not matching. So let me make it transparent. So I have changed the transparency of the top part. As you can see the holes are not aligning, so let's align these holes first. So here we have our top part, and right click here on the last extruded cut and click on edit sketch. Let me rotate it a little bit so that we see the bottom part holes. Hold control key, select this hole and this hole and make relation concentric. Automatically all the holes will get aligned accordingly, because they were made on the reference center rectangle. And let me change the transparency of this top part, and as you can see now all the holes are aligned. So here basically we are using the reference of the bottom part. Now let's go back to the top part again. Select this face and click on sketch, and for reference I will create a horizontal midpoint line from this midpoint to this midpoint. Then select here straight points center slot and create here a slot like this. You need to specify the height of this one. So for example 25 mm height and 4 mm the width. If you want to change this from 25 to 26, you can change it. Okay, now I will use the linear pattern because I would require more slots. So for direction it is x-axis, which is fine, and for entities to pattern I will select this one, and I can change the distance from here 7 mm. I can increase the number from here. Okay, check the box. Then I will select the linear pattern again. X-axis is selected, which is fine. For entities to pattern I will again select this slot, but I will change the direction from here. Then I will specify the distance between these, so 7 is going to be fine, and I think the same number of slots are fine. In order to fully define it, you can select the smart dimensioning tool, select these two lines and specify the distance as it is. Don't change it, just specify the distance. So as you can see, using these two as it is dimensions, the sketch is now fully defined. Now you can go to features and select extruded cut, or you can go to sheet metal and select extrude cut. Here you can specify through all because we want the cuts to be made on the other side as well. So using the through all cut, the cuts will be made on the other side as well. Now let me assign some material, and this is by the way an optional thing. I have turned on the real view graphics as well. If you don't have, it's optional. It is just for good appearances. So that's complete our tutorial, guys, in which we have modeled this sheet metal enclosure, and we have modeled the top part, and in our previous video we have modeled the bottom part. So if you find this video helpful, then please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.